Andy said he would be home, and now he's still not. 5. So if anyone else joins, that's fine. But I think we'll get started. It probably is helpful if everybody mutes just because for now. But this is interactive, so everyone knows who's gonna speak. And if anybody else wants to share something, please just raise your hand or.
What are you doing to my show?
So, but thank you so much for taking your time. I know everybody could be doing many, many different things. So we really appreciate Lori, Melissa, Jillian, and I really appreciate you coming and joining us. And we're very excited about hearing everyone's lived experiences with Young Living. And if you have yet to experience it, you know, we really look forward to you doing that because wonderful things will happen. So this is a very relaxed class, and we're all going to benefit because really this is what Young Living's all about. Whether you're just using the products or whether you decide you want to do the business like some of us are, it's all about sharing your experiences because none of us are doctors. We can't diagnose, we can't treat, but we can share our experiences of different things that have helped us. And that's really what this is all about. One of the things I do mention, oh, here's Andy. One of the things I do encourage everyone to do is to get a reference guide because, you know, educating ourselves is so important how we use our products. So there's lots of different books you can get. There's this quick reference guide from Life Science. And then there's the bigger pocket. It says a pocket reference, but it's bigger. It won't fit in your pocket, believe me. But, and then there's also the electronic apps that you can go on and look for. And those are my favorite because they're on your phone. So you can just look things up and just educate yourself. And if you have a situation like Caitlin's going to speak in a few minutes, my friend Caitlin, now she's on speakerphone. She just texted me yesterday about her sister needed help with a bee sting. So she, you know, we were able to solve that very quickly with an oil. I don't know if she's going to talk about that, but I'll let her if she wants to. But and I can share that with you if she doesn't. So, so my name's Denise, and I'm going to start with, you know, just sharing how I started with Young Living, and many of you have heard this, but Andy and I, we were looking for a cleaning alternative. Let me turn this so you can see him. There he is. This is Andy. I'm Denise. So, looking for a cleaning alternative. I've had a cleaning business for over 30 years. And I had been looking and looking for something to actually clean that was natural. I use natural things I thought were natural, but they weren't because they had, a lot of them had fragrance in or even maybe other things, but they're very loosely able to say it's natural, it's earth safe, all these things. So,
and it didn't work.
But it didn't work. That was the thing. So I kept going back to my toxins because they just didn't work. And the smell just really wasn't that appealing to me. So,
acid.
Yeah, one was a mild acid that I was using, but it did work. It got soap scum and it cleaned stainless steel amazing, but it did a number on my hands. So, so my friend who I cleaned for, Sarah Paul, some of you know her, her son was born and he was very, very ill. He was in and out of the hospital with respiratory problems, and she realized a lot of it was the things she was using in her home. She would have me spray Febreze on things and different things like that. And she realized, so she found her friend who did essential oils and said, I need your help with this, you know. So she gave her, and within no time, RC had helped her son with the respiratory problems, and he's never been in the hospital ever since. So then I started using the oils. So I knew about a few oils. I knew about, I knew about, you know, a few different oils like lavender and, you know, eucalyptus. but I never really used them that much. So um, when I found these oils, there were certain issues that I had that I really needed help with. I was on ibuprofen every night, 3 to 4 a night for my pain, my chronic pain I had, especially in my joints. So I started using Panaway and Copaiba, and we put Copaiba under our tongue. It's an amazing oil. It was in the kit at the time I signed up 4 years ago, which is how long I've been using essential oils. And so the Panaway is for it's for pain. It helps with pain. So I made myself a little with coconut oil. I put that in and I would rub it on my joints, and almost immediately I was able to get relief that I didn't need to go use ibuprofen anymore. So I haven't used any for 4 years, which is amazing to think, because it was really causing me a lot of internal gut problems, intestinal problems. So I'm very, very thankful. The other thing is I was having sleep issues. I would have racing thoughts. So I was able to make myself a roller with vetiver, cedar wood, lavender, and I would roll it on the bottom of my feet, especially my big toe, and I was able to not have racing thoughts anymore. And particularly the vetiver is very, very good for that, very beneficial for that. I also had problems after I went through change of getting up and going to the bathroom during the night, which just disturbs your sleep. So I use cypress oil and I rub that on my abdomen every night, and I get up once a night. Sometimes you don't. Yeah, sometimes I don't even get up, but usually it is once a night I get up. So that has been a game changer. So these are just a few things that really I've benefited from. I could go on and on and on, because there's so many things over the 4 years that I've benefited from. So we're going to have Caitlin, my friend here, Andy and my friend, Caitlin, she's on the phone, and she's going to talk about some of the things she loves about Young Living. All right, Caitlin?
Hi, guys. I'm Caitlin. Can you hear me?
Can everybody hear? Okay, good, Caitlin.
Oh, okay, great. I'm 32 years old. I'm blind. I became blind 2.5 years ago. You guys can't see me on Zoom because I didn't have anyone to set up Zoom for me tonight. So that's why I'm over the phone. Huge fan of Young Living. Andy, Denise's husband, told me about the oils, and I bought a kit, and I instantly fell in love. Denise came over to talk about the oils a little bit after I bought the kit. And we're sitting outside on the porch. I'll never forget this conversation. I'm a huge Jesus fan. She said, the oils are used in the Bible. As soon as she said that, my tip went up a couple $100 more, and I was sold. I love every product. It's so great. I have anxiety and the loss of my sight I saw all my life. I have 3 young children, 10, 9, 2-year-old, June 6th. So I lost my sight when I was pregnant, and it was a very traumatic experience for me. I've been a member since last July. I have now over 70 oils. I buy every product. I absolutely love it. I had a bad rash on my chest, and it was there for weeks, and it hurt so bad. I tried cortisone cream. I tried baby powder on it. And then one day I was like, you know what? I'm going to use my lavender lotion. I used my lavender lotion. Just one day I woke up, and oh my gosh, my whole chest was clear. I could not believe it. And then my sister comes over. She has this annoying bee thing. She's like, I can hear her itching her arm, and she was totally annoyed. And I'm like, you know what? We need to text Denise. So we texted Denise. She said, there's basil that works, and there's cinnamon bark, and I had cinnamon bark. So my sister applied it. She goes home or whatever. She calls me. She's like, Caitlin, I'm not itching at all. I can't believe it. So she was just over here tonight for a little bit. I gave her a bottle of cinnamon bark because I have about 5 of them. Absolutely love it. It's great stuff. If you're a smoker out there, Cinnamon is good for quitting smoking. Putting pepper on your tongue is good, to decrease cravings. Huge fan of the Ningxia. I lost 15 pounds from drinking the Ningxia in a month and a half. Huge fan of all these products. My favorite is frankincense. With the anxiety and, not seeing my children and dealing with the blindness, the frankincense is great. The oil that Denise is talking about for the racing thoughts, the vetiver, oh my gosh, it's phenomenal. One of my favorites, and I love to put it on the bottom of my feet. I now just discovered I'm now getting in, you can get spray tops off Amazon to put on your essential bottles. And lately I've been really creative with my oils. So I made a little spray bottle of the lemongrass, and I, in a 15 ml, I put about 40 drops, and I fill it up with the coconut oil, and it's just one spray on each arm, and I just rub it in, and I feel refreshed. It's great. It's one of my favorites. I've been using it for a couple days now. Oh, I absolutely love it. You can get cute little oil racks. Once you really get into your oils, you can get oil racks off of Amazon. I got a really cute carousel holder that spins and holds my oils and holds my diffuser up. Beautiful cute little carrying cases for my oils off of Amazon. So definitely love this stuff. It's great, and I recommend it for everyone. And especially, if you know anybody out there who struggles with addiction, I think this would be a great thing to show them. It helps relax them, and, it can help fight the urges of wanting to use anything. Definitely great stuff. And God has truly blessed us with these, beautiful oils, and I can see why Jesus used them. And that's it, everyone.
Oh, yay. Everybody is smiling and they're just clapping. They just loved hearing from you, Caitlin. Thank you so much.
Caitlin,
yeah, my pleasure.
share, tell them about the tooth mix too.
Yeah,
The mix.
What for
The stuff you made for your mom, and then the other day, last week when your tooth was killing you.
Oh yeah, I totally bills they were. Denise, do you want to say what you told me to do?
You made a little mix of.
For I think it was clove, right?
Oh yes, I believe it was clove, and then you had the coconut oil. Sorry.
Right, yeah, and copaiba is good to add too. Copaiba enhances or amplifies other oils, so. And yeah, she had a tooth problem, so she rubbed it on her.
She got it because her mom was going to get a procedure, and then a week ago or so, I was with Caitlin, and her tooth was killing her, and she's like, "I'm going to go try that stuff." And before she went and she put it on, when she went and got it, and before she even came back out into the room we were in, she's like, "I can't believe it, the pain's gone already."
Yeah. So these are all
and I do have to say, I haven't been using any ibuprofens or any Tylenols for headaches because of the peppermint.
Right.
Huge fan of peppermint too.
Yeah. So you can just see from one person sharing all the different ways we can use essential oils. And like Caitlin, I totally agree 100%. They're from plants, roots, shrubs, barks, root, leaves, flowers. They're all from God's creation, and they're here for us to use, and so we can really, really benefit from them. So thank you so much, Caitlin. Really appreciate it.
Oh, my pleasure. Anytime.
Okay, so Andy, do you want to tell a little story?
Any story?
No.
That's dangerous to tell me to tell stories. Anyway, so originally I was on board with the whole cleaning because, when you're in a cleaning business and 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours a night, you're spraying chemicals around. It does get to you after a while. So that was a big part of that. I knew there had to be something out there. I also know people capitalize on that uh, business wise. People know they can sell things if they just put the word natural on it. But long story short, thieves came and it's like, all right, well, finally. And I didn't really think about it after that anymore. Now, ironically, I mean, I've always been into history and different cultures and through Bible study. I mean, oils have been around for thousands, literally thousands of years and have been used. And even to this day, there's cultures that use it like a normal part of the routine. So it wasn't like I didn't believe that. I just didn't believe that there would be a source out there that would stay true to the organic nature of something. And I just believe that oils would be like anything else. They'll mix it with a bunch of stuff so they can make you think you're using lavender or whatever oil. Then she diffused, and honestly, I used to think Denise just diffused for the fragrance because she was a candle addict for a while. Like she would burn candles all the time for the scent, and so when she started diffusing, I thought it was just for fragrance. And a lot of the different ones she diffused, I didn't really get it because I couldn't smell very good. My olfactory abilities were shot. Unless I had something like right under my nose, I couldn't really smell it. So then we were at Target one day and they were opening up the lunch area, and I was like, wow, that smells pretty good. And I was like, wait a minute, how do I smell that? That's like 30 feet away from here. And it just made me realize that in that time period, I did notice that when I thought about it, like, wow, I am smelling things that I never smelled before. So then I started to think, well, oh, maybe I really should, you know, look into some of these things more often. So then I have vertigo. So we found tangerine was one of the things we used for that. I use that. The peppermint helps my stomach, and it, like Caitlin said, it helps with headaches. And so,
And anxiety.
and well, and I do want to emphasize that part. So some people might get sick of me talking about this, but I have severe bipolar disorder, and that's very personal for me. But I feel it's important to be open about it. So you know, everyone has anxiety and depression in life, but you have to understand the clinical version of that is not your typical regular anxiety and depression is bad enough, but I go through forms of darkness that there's nothing causing it. It's a part other than an illness. Like, my life could be going along just fine, and I could be morbidly upset, paranoid. I hear voices. So I've always been skeptical about the idea of anything relieving stress or anxiety because I'm living on a whole different level of that I experience. But using these oils, I have to admit, I was shocked. I'd say surprised, but that's not strong enough of a word. I actually do notice a difference. So whatever anxiety and depression and problems that I was getting from life's challenges, it, it was affecting me in a way that I wasn't really considering because I strictly was thinking of my mental illness. So it's that the oils don't help me with my voices or my paranoia or anything like that, but I do notice a significant tangible effect with how it helps with life's anxieties, and that's a big deal for somebody. That's a big deal for anybody. But trust me, if you have, I could spend an hour of what goes on in my head, but
we don't want to know.
you don't want to know. Yeah, some of it I really wouldn't share, to be honest with you. But trust me, to have any kind of relief, that's a big deal. It's a big deal for anyone. So
look what he
thanks for to Caitlin. She gifted me this little. This is what I've become. I carry this little carrying case, and I have like my thieves sanitizer, the typical sanitizer. And then I carry the ones I use the most. So I got Stress Away. This is my new favorite one, Idaho Spruce. Both of them are very helpful with helping my
Very
brain,
grounding.
my mind to slow down, which trust me, that's for my mind to slow down, that's a big deal. And then I got the Tangerine from the dizziness. If anyone doesn't know what vertigo, so dizzy means you're spinning, vertigo means the world around you is spinning. And then I carry peppermint all the time.
Yeah.
And then I got a nice little an insect thing going on here. So you know what's cool real quick about peppermint? I was with Caitlin the other day and she had a headache because she whipped out her peppermint from her cool case. And
Yeah.
just me smelling the peppermint she was using, like I noticed like a benefit from it. And so it's just a constant little things like that. I'm like, wow, I'm not even technically using this oil, and I feel a benefit from it.
Yeah.
So, and just to be clear, for people who don't know me, I'm not a salesman. If anyone knows me, I don't say anything if it's not purposeful and it has like a practical application. I'm not into pushing products and but if something is good and helpful, then I'm gonna lay it out there, and that's just who I am. So thanks for listening.
Thank you. Thanks, Andy.
Good to see you, Andy.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna mute, and I think, wait, I forget who's up. Melissa or Lori?
I think me.
Okay.
Yes. So thanks everybody for sharing already. That was great experiences and so helpful. I started using Young Living products because of my skin and my breathing, that I was having issues with chemicals. But one other thing that I discovered was that they have this awesome whole food supplement, Ningxia Red. So we started drinking this every day, Ken and I, mostly because Denise told me you should drink that every day. You know, truthfully, I was like, I didn't really know anything about it, you know? So then I started doing some research about it. So it's made of wolfberries, and wolfberries are one of the highest antioxidant foods on the planet. And it also is mixed into a, so it's wolfberry puree plus blueberry, pomegranate, cherry, and essential oils. So there's so many benefits to it. Some people find they get an energy boost from it. Wolfberries are known for helping regulate blood sugar, things like that. But I heard a story about how people were losing weight with it. And I was like, well, I was already in the process of losing weight at that point in time. And I was drinking it like once a day. So I heard the story of somebody who was drinking it 3 times a day. 2 ounces is like a serving. And so we started drinking 2 ounces 3 times a day. And while I was doing that, I was already in the, yeah, there's a pouch of 2 ounces. I was already in the pattern of like exercising, eating right. And I was losing maybe 1.5 to 2 pounds a week. When I added the Ningxia 3 times a day, I started losing like 3.5, 4 pounds a week. So it really escalated my weight loss. I found part of it was that it curbed my cravings for sugar. So like if I wanted something, a sweet treat at the end of the day, I pour myself some Ningxia. If I wanted something, you know, whatever I wanted, I poured myself some Ningxia, because 2 ounces has like 25 calories. But, and the thing of it too is when you're getting your nutrition, I think this is what it is, because besides the Ningxia, I was also using a sulfurzyme, which is an MSM supplement, multigreens, different supplements that we were taking, a C, a D. And when your body is nourished and you're actually getting the nutrition you need between your food, and your supplements, and we all know our food is like depleted of nourishment these days. So you need to supplement with some quality vitamins. But anyway, when you're getting your nourishment, then your body isn't seeking more and more food to fulfill whatever nutritional needs are lacking. So I kept that up for, I don't know, a while, but in about 5 weeks, I lost like 13 pounds. Maybe it was 4 weeks. So anyway, and then I kept utilizing it a little bit less, but utilizing it to curb my cravings, and it's just been great for that. So that was what I wanted to share. I could talk of the whole hour about different things that I enjoy too, but I want to give a chance to some of my friends who want to share, because I know Dylan has something that he wants to share with us. So it's all yours, Dylan.
Hi, everyone. My name is Dylan Buckman, and I have been using some of the Young Living personal hygiene products for a few months now. Previously, I would have problems with allergies, such as my eyes would be red and watery, or sneezing after bathing, or just doing something as simply as washing my hands. It got to the point where I'd actually have to ask my mom to smell my hair, and I have to go rinse off again. But the problem was that the shampoo was already saturated into my hair, so that didn't really help too much. Not too long after that, we both went to a local health food store and tried their natural version, and that wasn't really any better. Also, when shaving, I would tend to break out with a red bumpy rash on my face, which was both unattractive and itchy. Also, sunscreen is a major issue for me as well. I didn't want something that was too greasy or oily or too runny. For me and my mom, the difference is clear from products with toxins and ones without. From these examples, a few of my personal favorites are the lavender shampoo, the mineral sunscreen, and the Shutron shave cream. The shampoo doesn't make my hair overly dry, which is nice because usually I don't put any mousse in it unless it's like a special occasion. But my hair still looks nice when I'm being a little lazy. The mineral sunscreen from Young Living is really superior to any other sunscreens I have tried. Walking around in theme parks or going to the beach, it has the perfect viscosity to use on the go, and it does apply to the skin very well. Needless to say, they don't give me any reactions whatsoever. I really appreciate that all of these products offer a satisfying experience while also being healthy and affordable. I also like how the shave cream gives me a masculine smell without bothering my mother, which is a whole nother issue because she cannot take any sort of smell that's remotely artificial. Another product that I have been personally using is the Blue Tansy essential oil. I use this essential oil on my face every night along with a carrier oil such as coconut oil. It has really made my skin more smooth and free of a lot of imperfections. This oil came at a higher price tag than I was originally willing to pay, but I'm glad I bought it and tried it because I found that not only does it work greatly, but it is also much cheaper than paying for dermatologists, creams, and treatments. These are the few products that have really helped me and my family out. But another thing that I appreciate is the community that we have of people dedicated to their health and that of their family. When you start using Young Living products, there is always someone to ask if you need any suggestions or uses for these products. That's my personal experience.
Thank you, Dylan. That was awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. Actually, Dylan's the one that taught me about Blue Tansy on your face, and I've been using it too. So, and I love it. I think Ruth, were you going to share something?
Hello, everyone. I hope everyone is well tonight. I was thinking of a couple that I wanted to share because I like them all. They all work well for me, but some of my favorites I have problems with my stomach, and I wasn't really 100% believer of these oils. But I tried Digest. I think even Lori, I maybe tried it. You gave some to Dylan, and Dylan gave it to me. I think that's how it happened. And I was kind of surprised that my stomach was better, not in minutes, but right away. And I really couldn't, it was almost unbelievable. It could have been a coincidence, right? Well, it's not, because every time I have an issue, and I use the Digest, it just helps me. It's almost like a miracle. So I really, really like that one. The other one is lavender. Lavender is kind of a do it all. It can do anything almost. So I like lavender. I use that a lot, and I kind of like have to put some on my pillow almost every night, because if I don't, it's almost I miss it. So it's the Digest, the lavender, and there was one other one, and I forgot what it was. The Digest, the lavender, and I forgot the other one what it was. But they're all of the oils do something. I sent my friend an oil, and she is just in. Now she gets the oils because she was actually very thankful for me sending them to her or getting her acquainted with the oils, because they work so well. There's a couple that she uses for her allergies, and they just work. And with my son and his allergies is just crazy. And I've never seen the oils that work for his allergy. He puts them on, he diffuses them, and it just clears his allergies right up. So I'm very thankful for them. And actually, we probably went, it took us some time because, to build up to it, but we went, I would say we're 80% toxic-free products, from laundry detergent to soaps to shampoos to conditioners. And it takes time to build up. And, sometimes you can just add one in, or you don't have to, but we decided to do that. And I see a tremendous difference, especially with my son. I see a tremendous difference. So that's what I wanted to say.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ruth, for sharing. Appreciate that a lot.
Welcome. Sure.
And
Thank you.
Janet has something to share. She has a story about lavender as well, but hers has an interesting twist to it. Janet, it's all yours.
You'll have to remind me my twist, but yeah, lavender, when I first started talking to Lori about oils, I said, I do not want lavender. I'm allergic to it. And so every oil I've ever tried, I didn't even know anything about Young Living. My friend is very sick when around chemicals, and she gets migraines, whatever. So she comes in my house and she's got all this lavender on her, and it took away my breath. I couldn't even breathe. I'm like, so then I discovered I was allergic to lavender. So anyway, long story short, I'm not allergic to lavender, Young Living lavender. I don't know, because it must be pure is the only thing, because Lori knows I told her no. And so now it's like my favorite thing, other than Thieves, which is my #1 favorite thing. But the lavender, seriously, I have a couple stress issues like all of us do, but I end up with hives, and my dermatologist even gave it some name. I don't even know what. Is there hives from stress or allergies from the air? I don't know, food, I don't know, but at night it seems to be worse. And I have this by my bed, and I spray it on, and it relieves me. It relieves me of my itch. Nothing did. I've got this big, huge tub of whatever the dermatologist gave me to put on it, and it did nothing. It was a steroid of some sort. So this really does work with that. And just last week, and Lori didn't know this, but my brother-in-law had some sort of horrible dermatitis from something from a tree fell down on him when he was cutting trees, and he had rash everywhere. And I let him borrow my Lavaderm conditionally, and it gave him some relief. He's actually had to go to the doctor, but it helped him for the time being. Anyway, what's my twist, Lori? Was that it?
You covered it. When we
Okay.
first talked about the oils, you were like, the lavender comes in the starter kit, and Janet's like, well, I don't want the lavender. And I was like, well, just try it. If you don't like it, we'll swap it out for something else, and now you were just telling me the other day that it's like you can't be without it. Can you hold it's the after sun spray, right? The lavender after sun
after
spray. Sun
spray. It's got 5% methyl too. And I really don't know what else it has in it. I don't know, but it's obviously lavender because it smells like it, but it works lavender. I don't know, can you see it? It works for itches. And it says for after sun, but I use it for bugs. I live on an island with bugs are everywhere. And I'm dermatized. And I also spray it on my dog. So
that's awesome.
I rub it in on my dog too.
Thank you so much, Janet, for sharing. Appreciate it. And Ruth, you thought of your other thing you wanted to speak about, right? Unmute yourself, my dear.
All right, got it now. The thing that is, I have anxiety, and sometimes my anxiety is really bad. And my son has the vetiver, and he's been using that for for some time. He's been using some vetiver, and he put it on me, the vetiver, and I have to tell you something. Sometimes it doesn't 100%, but for the most part, I absolutely feel a relief, a calming just from the vetiver, just from smelling it, putting it on my wrist. I put some behind my ears. I was really surprised. And so I said, I have to look up vetiver. What does it do, right? So I did some research, not from the Young Living. I did research, not just quick research. I did it from the some Google, the Google in your phone. And I looked at a couple of them, and they said vetiver has some of the same, it works just like a Valium would work, except without all of the side effects. So I thought that was interesting.
Thank you so much, Ruth. That's very interesting. Appreciate it. So it's Melissa is up next, I believe. So let's hear what she has to tell us. And Alex, of course.
Okay, so this day started out, I was going to talk about different things. And then my husband reached a goal today, and I was like, we need to talk about this, because I started looking into essential oils because he suffers from severe migraines. And we've been years looking for something to help him that's not heavily medicated, because the side effects of the medication was worse than the migraine itself. And so years until Lori said, it's not going to hurt if you just try some peppermint. And she gave me peppermint for him to try. So after you got some relief from that, then he's like, Mom, my stomach always hurts, right? Forever.
I'm not a complainer.
But he's always had stomach issues. And so then Lori talked to me about Digest. And I'm like, okay, well, here, drink this. And he was like, I don't know about that. But he was popping Tums like they were candy. And that was scary because that has a lot of side effects. So after popping them in like candy, I'm like, that's it. This has got to stop. You're like addicted to these. Let's try something natural. Did it work? Okay. And then fast forward to last year, where we both needed to lose weight, and we had been eating healthier and exercising. And now we were in the middle of a pandemic with a lot of stress eating every single day. And so we said that we need some help. This has got to stop. So we started to get on track with our eating. But I started taking the Ningxia because, like Lori, I had heard of people that would use it for weight loss. And I did some research on it. And the reason why it helps weight loss is because it helps regulate your blood sugar. So it's a wolfberry supplement, or the same thing as goji berries. These berries are very expensive. You can go to a health food store and add them to your, cereal and all that, but it won't be a large amount like a concentrated in a supplement. So I'm like, okay, we started losing weight, right? Little by little. Then I started drinking the Ningxia by myself. And what happened?
Lost weight every week. And I'm like, it's not a competition, but how is this fair?
Could you hear him? Oh,
No. So can you hear me now? Yeah. So yes, she lost weight, and I said it's not a competition, but it's not fair.
because I lost weight consistently.
Yeah.
And he didn't lose weight consistently.
No.
And I'm a girl. Men lose faster, quicker, with half the effort. But he started noticing he was plateauing and he wasn't losing. And weeks went on. And I told him, I think it's what?
She told me, I think it's a ninja rat. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't believe in those things because I don't believe it, And she said to me, try this week, drink one every day and see how it goes. And if you lose at the end of the week, you already stuck for like another a month without losing any pounds. So try. I'm like, okay, let's do that. So I tried, and she was right.
What about the cleanse? And then we said, okay, let's give it a jump start again, because then we started losing little by little, then kind of slowing down. We did the cleanse, which includes Ningxia Red. And then what happened?
I lost a ton of pounds just at once.
So he reset his system with the cleanse, the Ningxia, started losing again. And then what happened this morning?
I reached my goal.
So he reached his ultimate goal.
Yeah.
For weight loss. He's at the weight he hasn't been since we got married, basically. Mm-hmm. And in a couple of months, it'll be 15 years.
Yes, and I used not to believe in this magic things because there's nothing magical, but it does actually help. And the reason why it helped me is because I like sweets. I love sweets. I'm addicted to sugar. I love anything that is sweet. I can skip a meal as long as I have a cake. So I could eat the whole cake and I still feel unsatisfied with sweets. But then the Ningxia, what Melissa does is she freezes it and give it to me like it's ice cream or like a fruit pot. So I like that because it refreshes me and takes away the need of eating anything sweet. And eventually, after all this time doing the diet, what I like about it is that I don't drink it every day. I actually drink it maybe 3 times a week. Or when I have the craving for sugar, because it takes it away.
He thinks he doesn't drink it every day, but you do.
Anyway. Don't be.
I'm the one that gives it to him.
Yeah, and what I like it is that at the end of the week, I'm supposed to have sweets one day out of the week, but at the end, I don't really desire to have much sweets. I probably have something, but then not like I used before. So that's why I like it, because it actually controls my cravings, and it helps me to, not focus so much on the sweets that I have in the fridge because I don't really need it.
And so that's what we wanted to share with you. As a little side note, we feel better just in general with the supplement. And I've done the research on what it helps.
Am I frozen or are they? Oh,
Went up, 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 up. And this is the first time when it actually went down.
Mine too.
And his too. So that's the only difference that we've done, the only thing we can attribute it to. And that's it. And we use it like in a lot of other things too, like personal care and deodorants and toothpaste, but we don't have time for all that, just for the weight loss for today, and we can continue to talk on another class. But thanks for listening.
that was awesome. I love that share. I think Jillian's up next, right?
Yes. Okay. So I've always loved using candles and I love things that smell good. I'm a person that loves that. But I started noticing like in the last couple years that every year especially around probably more the allergy season here in Florida, things were getting like a little bit more and more intense every year. And I was like, oh, I even went to the doctor one year because I wasn't sure if I was sick or if it was allergies or what, but they weren't really able to tell me what it was either. They were like, it just must be seasonal allergies or this or that. So I wanted to be able to find out kind of what to do for it, how to treat it without using something toxic and chemicals. And through Lori and the Young Living community, I started learning more about what fragrance really is and how it affects each one of us, all the toxic things that are in it. So eventually, it took me a while. I ended up signing up to get my starter kit, and I started using all the different oils that were in the basic starter or the premium starter kit. And I started feeling better. I started, like other people have mentioned too, it just, you're clearer, you feel better using like different various blends, especially the peppermint and lavender have really helped with the allergies. And I love lavender, like some of you have already mentioned. I love lavender and cedarwood. I use that. I was trying to think, I'm like, what oils do I always run out of? Like, what am I constantly ordering? And lavender and cedarwood are definitely on my list. I use them frequently, especially at night. It just helps to prepare for sleep and just kind of just getting ready for the night. So I love those. I love peppermint as well, as some of you have already mentioned. I've seen the benefits because for a few years now too, I've been trying to look for different options of how to, we all have different things that we suffer from. So how can we take care of it in a way that it's not going to affect us worse later on down the road? So one of the things, I don't suffer regularly from migraines or headaches, but when I do, they're pretty bad every now and then. I think they're caused by stress. But one of the things that I've helped is when peppermint, if just take a little bit of it, diffuse it, or even just rub it on the back of my neck. And it's amazing how, depending on how severe it is, maybe it won't take it away, but it will definitely lessen the intensity of it. And so I love using oils. I've been using them for about a year now, and just finding like different ways we can use them in our everyday life. It's been really great. I love how, there aren't all these side effects in comparison to some of the medications or different things that we can take. So I love that. I also, another thing I wanted to share too, I've done the nutritive cleanse, and I love doing that. I didn't love it while I was doing it, but I loved it because it kind of helps just to reset, like Melissa had mentioned. It just helps reset your system, and you kind of can get back to just really good eating, because there's so much processed things. There's so many things that we can just get in the habit, and stress eating, and with all the uncertainties that we've been living through the past year, it's definitely helped. So I've seen the benefits of these products that have really, you know, you can do the research, you can read up to see what's in it, how it can help. And yeah, that was it. So I just wanted to share a few different things.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's just amazing listening to everyone's stories, and so many different stories, similar, some different. As far as the cleanse, we're going to be having a class in the future on June 6th at 4 p.m. It's a Sunday. We're going to have a class about, we call it Get Ready, Get Set, you know, cleanse. So like Jillian said, it helps to reset our body. I've done it about 10 times now, and each time it gets better and better, and it's just a great way to just jumpstart. And it's a nutritive cleanse, which means, like Lori was mentioning earlier, our body, we're getting nutrition. We're not starving ourselves. That's not a healthy cleanse. This is a healthy cleanse because our body's getting very, very important nutrition while it's cleansing and resetting. And it's just amazing. So if anybody's interested in that, please join us. We do it quarterly, but we're just going to be talking about all the different aspects of it, what you need if you want to do the cleanse. And then we're set for in the beginning of September to do our next cleanse. Will be coming up. And then also on the 18th at 7, we're going to have Summer Survival Zoom class at 7. So if you want to put that on your calendar, because there's many Young Living products that can help us survive the summer, to survive the heat, the bugs, the sun, and also wonderful different drinks that we can make to make our life very interesting, exciting, and just different options that many people don't realize that Young Living provides. So when we live the Young Living lifestyle, again, like was mentioned, you become part of the community when you join with us. And also we share our experiences. And then if you want to share, you can also have a financial benefit to it if you're interested in that. And any one of us would be willing to talk to you about that. And many of us have reached certain goals because even if it's just to pay for your product, just simply by sharing and helping other families, because that's what it's about. It's about, like Jillian said, helping people appreciate about fragrance and why we want to get fragrance out of our homes. We can't control what's on the outside, but we can control what's on the inside of our home. So it's just really, the community is great because we just learn so much from each other. Just like tonight, it's been really, really fun and exciting, and really appreciate it. So I think Lori's going to do a raffle.
Yeah, I almost forgot. Actually, I have one more story to share. If Yaz, lavender's a popular one, so Yaz has a lavender story to share.
I do. I've actually been using essential oils for over 20 years. I started when I was a teenager. I remember my first facial was involved a facial steam with lavender. So that was a fun beginning, but lavender has always been a part of my life. I haven't always had the budget to buy the best quality, so I'm grateful for that now that I do again. But one interesting story I had is I always carry something with me in my purse. So I always have, usually I have like a little vial of peppermint and one of lavender are the two most common ones that I carry with me. And I was at a funeral, a friend of mine, her mom had passed away, and she had a lot of family drama. I felt really bad for her because she was about to like lose it at the funeral place. And so I felt kind of helpless. I didn't have anything to do for her. So the only thing I thought of was, well, I have my lavender. I'll just, give her some of that. And just, as an offer to do something to help. So I did. I got my little roller ball out and I put it on her wrists, on a lot of the different pressure points, and on the inside of the elbow, back of the neck, just the usual places. And she still tells the story years later about how that was like one of the things that got her through that whole situation at the funeral, with her family, you know, and how it was like at the right time is when she received that. To this day, I think she's like, she praises lavender. So I thought that was pretty interesting how it can have such a profound effect on calming your emotions, just in a moment.
What an amazing story. That is awesome. Thank you for
so
sharing.
much.
Yeah, let's do the raffle before we forget. I almost forgot we were doing one. So let's see. I think I have everybody's name on here. Let's see. Dylan! Woohoo!
Lori, you can spin it again, because let someone else who doesn't have the products right now try them.
That's cool, Dylan. That's awesome. Dylan does have like every Young Living product again. I don't know what I could give him. So thank you, Dylan. That's amazing of you. Let's try it again. It's Buckman night.
The Buckman family is
The Buckman family. Awesome. That's great. All right.
Then spin it again, Lori.
And for those of you who don't know, Ruth is Dylan's mom. So again, this is every Young Living product. So, okay. All right. Let's try it again. Oh, awesome. Veronica.
Yeah, excellent.
All right. So I just got in touch with Veronica on my phone, so I'll follow up with her about her prize. So
Anyone have any questions? We're right on time. I'm really happy about that, but we really shared a lot and learned a lot. But does anyone have any questions or comments they'd like to make?
Pain for copia, whatever it is. You
Copaiba?
said you put it under your tongue. You can take it internally.
Yes, it's a vitality. It's one of the 47 vitality oils. Yeah, it has the same constituents in as CBD, but it's from a different plant. So it really helps with inflammation. It's very calming. It's great for the skin, the hair. Yeah, and it amplifies other oils. So I like to add it to oils. So like if you add it to peppermint and you have a really bad headache, it's going to help it. If you add it to like Panaway, which was I did, it really helps with chronic pain. Yeah, it's one of those that I was really sad when it came out of the kit, because to me it's like the #1 oil to get out of the kit is Copaiba, because you can, and it's very, very mild, it's earthy, but it's a mild oil. It doesn't have a strong scent. Thank you. Anyone else? Nadine?
You were talking about for sleep issues, the oils that you use. Can you go into more details? Where do you put?
Yeah, there are so many different oils. I kind of switch it up. There's rutavala, there's valerian, which I know Ruth mentioned that what you read about vetiver, but valerian actually is the plant that Valium is a mimic of. So there's valerian oil, but I've found that vetiver is extremely, like was mentioned too by someone else, with Ruth, it just really super calming to the mind. It really helps with any type of racing thoughts. Cedar wood is also very calming. I usually diffuse cedar wood at night and lavender when I'm sleeping. I like to put them together. And that's the nice thing is there's a lot of Young Living has a lot of blends that they put together. Like I've been using a lot of gratitude. Okay. So this is a blend of oils and it just helps with the promotion of helping you to be more grateful for what you have. So I like to use that. You put this on your palm of your hand and you take the 3 aromatic breaths. So Young Living has a lot of blends, but we can also mix them together and experiment. And like cedarwood, orange, and now I can't think of it. Cedarwood, orange, and oh boy, my favorite one I put together. There's 3 of them: cedarwood, orange, and I can't think of the third oil. But so you can experiment with them. Just add like 2 drops of each. But also, if you go on the Team Live Well website, there's a lot of recipes on there for diffuser recipes. But for sleep, what I like to do is make a roller, and I roll it on the bottom of my feet at night with cedarwood, vetiver, and you can add. I like to add thieves for the immune support. But you can add other oils like peace and calming or valor, whatever you find that really helps you to calm down. Everybody's very different as far as what helps them. So there's a lot of varieties of things that you can use. Yeah. Anyone else? Don't be shy. Okay, Alex, you're muted.
I know everybody's curious to know what was my goal and how much I lost. Everybody's like asking me the question. And I just don't want to,
That's the point.
Yeah. So if you want to know, it's 45.7 pounds.
Wow.
Congratulations.
That
That's
is
amazing.
something to be really proud of.
Congratulations.
I knew all of you wanted to know.
That's huge. That's really good. Awesome.
That is great,
So
Alex.
we're going to learn more about the Ningxia. I mean, the cleanse with the Ningxia, the Balance Complete, the Essential Zyme. Essential Zymes are very important. We'll learn about that on June 6th at 4 o'clock. So hope you can join if you're interested in the cleanse. Put that on your calendar. And, yeah, if you're not a member and you want to start getting that Ningxia or any of the oils, there is a Ningxia starter kit you can start with. But then there's also the you get 2 of these packets with the oils kit if you want to start with the oils, and you can try that. And there's different ways, like Alex said, you can freeze them, make popsicles with them. You can put them in sparkling water. You can drink it straight, which is what my husband does. He drinks it straight every day. I like it with my kombucha that I make. I mix that together, and that's one of my favorite drinks. So, and it's summer, we get hot, we drink a lot. So Melissa wants to say something. Awesome.
No, just saying goodnight. We gotta go.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
All right. Yes, it is that time. Thank you so much, everybody. Appreciate you coming.
Thank you so much. It was fun.